All right, man. Welcome on in. A to Z Philly halftime live show. Do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. If you think the Eagles can come back, they are trailing at the half once again. What a surprise, right? What a surprise. The Philadelphia Eagles trailing at the half 14-6. They are down to the San Francisco 49ers in what a lot of people are calling game of the year. You know, every week for the last 5 weeks, I've come on here at halftime and complained and talked about how bad this has been and how sloppy this part of the game has been, and they always come back to prove me wrong, and they win the game. Do I think they can do that today? Absolutely. Do I think they will? I don't know. But so far in this game, you get out to such a hot start, and then you follow that up with absolutely terrible execution. You don't capitalize in the red zone when you have the ball twice. You could literally have been up 14-0, putting the pressure on this team, which you did, by the way. The Niners had negative yardage in the first quarter. They had -6. Brock Purdy had 0 passing yards in the first quarter. And you look at the Philadelphia Eagles' first 2 drives, 12 plays, 67 yards, held the ball for 5 minutes plus. Second drive, 12 plays, 53 yards. They hold it for almost 7 minutes. Time of possession was 12-2 after the first quarter. Everything in your favor was going right. So for you to be sitting here at halftime down 14-6, that's a lot of missed opportunity, in my opinion. That's a lot of missed opportunity. That is failure to execute. And yes, I'm not usually the guy. I've given this up a long time ago with the officiating, you know, where I sit there and I complain about the refs. Let's be straight. The Eagles are not, I'd say, losing this game. In fact, maybe they are, but I don't think they're losing this game mainly because of the refs, but my gosh, the officiating has been absolutely terrible in this game. It's the reason I'm mad in this game, a couple reasons. Number one is because it resulted in scores directly. And number two, it just sucked the life out of this Philadelphia Eagles team, man. I'm sorry. But again, at the same time, where's the play calling gone since the first 2 drives, right? I thought the Eagles did a really good job balancing the attack. Ever since those first 2 drives, we have not seen DeAndre Swift. The Eagles have 9 carries in this ball game compared to throwing it 22 times in the first half. And the Niners woke up. You gave them an opportunity. You only put up 6 points, and they went and answered back with 2 touchdowns. It's a tough predicament to be in. But again, if the Eagles do what they've done in terms of the identity of their team and they fight back and they go on a long fourth quarter drive, they can win this game. But I'm sorry, we got to talk real quick about the officiating. We'll talk about it more on a post game because I know we're really strapped on time here on a halftime show. By the way, welcome in, guys. Hit the like button if you're in here and drop a comment. How do you feel about this game? Are you confident that the Eagles can come back and win? What do you think? I'm sorry, man. Let's go to the couple plays. I wrote them down to make sure I have everything straight. But Josh Sweat on a 3rd and goal gets called for an offsides, right? 3rd and goal. It's on the it's on the Philly 7, right? San Fran with the ball. The Eagles get the stop. They get the stop. And then about 4 seconds after the play, they call an offsides on Josh Sweat. Couple issues there. First off, it might be the latest offsides call I've ever seen in my life, right? Offsides is called before the play. You see him inching up over the line. Free play. Okay, fine. No. 3rd and goal. They get the stop on 3rd down. Keep in mind, we're in Philly. And then they give him the call. And then on the subsequent play, Purdy throws it in the end zone. You can argue the rule. Ayuk catches the ball, but he falls to the ground. And I mean, oh my gosh, the officiating. What did I say last week how bad it was? They've been wearing Niners gear in that studio today. You see Ayuk hit the ground. The ball rolls over. It's literally sliding on the ground, but their ruling and their, citation of the rule is, well, you can maintain control even if you maintain control when you hit the ground, it's a touchdown. We can argue that all day. But the 3rd and goal where they call a late offsides on Josh Sweat is insane. And then they end up calling another one on him a couple plays later on the next drive, and he has 2 offsides. He's trying to jump the gun a little bit, but I'm sorry. You can't call that after the whistle like that. That is inexcusable. Quez Watkins. Actually, I have a graphic to show you guys. A graphic. What do you guys think? Is this defensive pass interference right here? Is this pass interference, ladies and gentlemen? How is this not PI? They didn't call this anything. What was this, 3rd down? Deep ball. They're trying to get Quez open. All over him. This is the textbook definition of PI. Nothing. Crazy. AJ was held in the end zone. I mean, the officials were just terrible. They were terrible, and it led to scores for the 49ers. But let's talk about why the Eagles are failing. Jalen Hurts has not really made many good decisions trying to move out of the pocket today. He's holding on to the ball long. He's looking for, 10 seconds downfield. I mean, he slipped on the one play. He's scrambling out. Nobody is open, and he's really just not making a lot of good decisions today outside of the pocket. Brock Purdy started terrible in this game. He was 0 for 4 in the first quarter. He woke up. He's 9 for 15. Like I said, DeAndre Swift has been nowhere to be seen. 4 carries, 8 yards. And I think they're just getting very pass happy. They're trying to pull the trigger, and they're, now that they're getting down, they get in that mindset where it's like, we got to throw. I think you need to keep the rhythm going, man. The Niners have not played, exceptional by all means in this first half. And obviously neither have the Eagles, but you get down into the red zone twice and, you fail to put the ball in the end zone. And I thought AJ was being held on the one play, but doesn't matter, man. You got to call it better plays. We continue to see these third down screens. Like, come on, man. Get creative a little bit. Frustrating, man. Hurts through the back shoulder on the first one to AJ in the end zone. Nothing is called. You had the one with Quez that we just saw. And another thing that frustrates me, man, is early in this game, you go two passing plays to AJ on the first 2 drives, and you go on a slant route. Every week I say, hit AJ on the slant routes because he's unstoppable. They can't bring him down. They can't catch up to him. Brian Johnson did that. Great play calling on the first 2 drives. Balance attack, 12 plays each drive, and then he just gets out of his element, and they go throw. It is frustrating, man. I don't understand why they stopped running these simple routes, and everything is downfield. Everything's down the seam. Everything's down the sideline. Come on, man. Get these guys going. So we said this before the game. We said this week in the preview. Like, will the Eagles be able to hold on to a game like this against the Niners? They did it against Buffalo. They did it against Dallas and these other teams. Will the Niners give this up? It's going to be tough. I will read out some of your comments in the chat, man. Give me some thoughts. I know we got the little halftime segment. We'll talk a lot more on the post game. I probably won't be able to get to everything I want to. But AJ's having a game. Devontae both with 4 catches. I mean, look at San Fran. You held McCaffrey in check until the late second quarter. He ended up punching it in for a touchdown. He still only got 30 yards, though, right? If you look on paper, the Eagles have played a better game for the most part. But after the first 2 field goals, they only had, 3 possessions? They had 2 field goals, and then they had a punt. And then the end of the half, which was really nothing, a couple plays. So they did not really touch the ball. The complete script was flipped. And honestly, the refs did not do their job in that. I mean, talk about switching momentum, man. Absolutely terrible. The Eagles were 5 for 9 on third down, right? They had 119 yards in the air, 26 on the ground. They still had almost 150. Like, they put together some drives. But in the red zone, play call needs to be a lot better. Things we've said before. I mean, 0 for 2 in the red zone, it can't happen. They said on the broadcast the Eagles had 12 drives in a row where they had punched it in the red zone for a touchdown. So this game's going to come down to whether the Eagles can get back to their simple play calling, whether they can get back to what works, a.k.a. balancing out the running game, in addition to Jalen Hurts looking all over the field. And they're going to have to put together a couple big drives. The defense came out in this game. They were punching guys in the mouth. Niners were jawing before the game. Eagles came out ready to play. They hit Purdy twice on the first drive, 2 3-and-outs to begin. Hassan Reddick went right at him, and I knew it would be Hassan Reddick. But, man, they got to wake up here. They have to wake up. Vince says difference was mistakes and penalties or non-penalties. Hurts falls down. AJ held twice. No call. Sweats offside. That offsides is the worst one. You get a stop on 3rd and goal, and they gift it to him after the play. I just have never seen something like that. I've never seen something like that, man. Somebody said Madden suggestions are greater than Brian Johnson. The red zone calling has been bad. Overall, I thought he started this game out pretty hot, but man, it boiled over and no creativity after the first 2 drives. So Eagles are going to have to play a lot better to get back in this one. I want to know from you guys in the chat, what will be the final score of this game? Do you think the Eagles can come back, turn the tide, and win this football game? Give me your thoughts in the chat, and I will read a few of those out. Shout out to everybody in here. Do me a favor, hit that like button and share this stream out as we are here halftime. The Eagles at home, again, in a crappy, cold day, trying to bounce back and win their 5th straight game in which they have trailed at halftime. Give me your final score predictions. Give me your thoughts. Can the Eagles win this football game? Before I read out some of those, let me shout out to our sponsor of today's halftime show, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection, features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA. Get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Let's see. The chat says secondary is soft. I'll give you a like. 45-34 Eagles. 31-24 Eagles. Some people think the Birds can come back. I mean, they've done it 4 games in a row. It's been the identity of this team, but they need to turn it around. After those first 2 drives, things have completely fallen off the cliff. So they need to pick it up and figure it out. But either way, guys, we will be back here after the game, post-game live. Tune back in with us. Frustrating, man. Frustrating. See if the Birds can flip it around. They've won the time of possession in the first half. Everything is leaning towards the Eagles. They just got to put up some points. Can the Eagles stop them on this first drive and continue the momentum? We will see, but I will catch you all right back here after the game.